Hello, everybody, and welcome to the altar. Today, we almost have a full crew. We've got Matt, fresh out of prison, doing calculus. We've got Yimra, fresh out of twink prison,
Suffering. Yeah, there we
suffering.
go.
There you go. And you've got me, fresh out of the fucking diamond mines. Welcome. So today, what are we going to talk about, boys?
We're gonna talk about
There's something about keys.
Keys. Oh, right. 13 keys.
That's what I read quickly and then didn't click on the link because everyone knows you read only the description of the article at the top and then you don't click on it, and that's your belief for the day.
If you read the actual article, you're gay.
I'm going to also eat a bowl of
and I am
what
gay,
was
'cause I read
Chipotle.
it. So
What was Chipotle?
Well, yeah,
we're in there.
I got a Chipotle bowl.
Oh.
And then
Nice.
somebody else got a burrito and then didn't eat their burrito. They're like, it's the worst burrito ever. It wasn't. Clearly, I'm enjoying it right now. So I just took that burrito, unfolded, and put it in a bowl and reheat it. And I have like the burrito like breading just to kind of snack on.
Mhm.
That being said, my central air,
Mhm.
and I'm on the third floor, is currently busted. So it's about like 80 something plus humidity. So with the humidity, I don't even know what the temperature is right now. I am
That
fucking
sucks.
I'm fucking I'm good with heat, but to be dealing with heat consistently, I'm not having the best time.
Yo,
Not
bro,
suicidal.
not having a good time.
I'm straight up not having a great time. I'll be honest. Several people should probably leave their workplaces right now.
Oh, in Minecraft.
I'm joking.
In Minecraft.
It doesn't work anymore in GTA roleplay. God.
You're right. Well, Yimra, you live in New York. That's not a free state when you say shit like that.
I'm gonna beat my wife. I'm gonna violate
in-
the NAP.
You live in like West Virginia. Like it's whatever.
I get that
That's
domestic
kind of-
violence, dude. Because I'm flying back there tomorrow, right? So before we get into the main topic, so I'm flying back tomorrow. Like, I've been working like 15, 16-hour days so I could take a week off before going back there to do the basement. And she's just like, fuck, I need you to come back now. Because she's like, as we talked about last week, she's not doing good this pregnancy. The baby girl's fucking her up. Like, real good. So she's like, come back as soon as you can. I'm like, all right, well, I can't get shit done at the house. I'm like, I'm scrambling. Like, I scrambled to get my fucking math test done, which I got 100% on, as far as I know.
Math test
so-
at your grown ass
so-
age. I love it.
Yeah, right. So too old for this shit.
Doing math tests in your
no.
30s.
So
weeks
I'm-
from retirement.
I'm driving to my parents' house, right? So they can drive me to the airport tomorrow.
Mhm.
And she's just like, "Oh, why don't they just drive? Why don't they come pick you up and then go drive you over there?" I'm like, "Cause it's slightly more convenient for me to go over there, and they're doing me the solid of driving a fucking hour to take me to the airport and give them a little break." She's like, "Well, that's stupid. Like, they should come get you." I'm like, I literally, I'm too tired. I don't give a fuck. That's literally what I just texted her while I was looking down on my phone. So I'm like, I don't fucking care. She's like, I don't mean to make you mad. I'm like, then stop talking. Just stop. I'm like,
Stop.
I'm
Property
coming,
shush.
or I'm gonna get a red eye tonight, and I'm gonna come there and give you some black eyes. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
What do
man,
black
man.
guys got to do with this?
Black eyes. I know. I slurred. Dude, I'm so tired. So, anyways,
Can you show us your
So-
black spade tattoo?
oh, this one. Could you imagine? So, all right. So before we get into the 13 keys, let's just
Can
talk.
we start
shit.
with the
So
14 words?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, just kidding.
14 words.
the Jewish guy said we got to pass.
Of course, yeah, it's fine. I can say what I want.
All right, so we like briefly talked about stuff last week about like election predictions, right? But so currently 538 polling has the
Big
House, the House of Representatives is fucking going red, which is no surprise. Normally the midterms have a shift like that. The Senate's looking kind of a toss up. So it might be like a 51 Republican to like 49 or whatever.
Word.
But, and so, that doesn't mean shit. That's why I wanted to bring in the 13 keys, because normally that doesn't mean shit.
May I add something
if the
real
president-
quick? Just on
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So
Yeah, do that.
I like to follow Real Clear Politics because they're a fairly neutral aggregate site when it comes to like political news. So right now they have a generic kind of poll that they have for the House. They have an aggregate of several different polls. Right now, Republicans are up by 1.8. A couple weeks ago, it was like 3, and then the SCOTUS decision came down, and it was like 2, and then it dipped a little bit. But right now, so most of the polls they use The Economist, Quinnipiac, Politico, Fox News, Rasmussen, NBC, and New York Times, and Insider Advantage. So of all of these, the only ones that show Democrats like having a lead are The Economist, Quinnipiac, and Politico. Everything else shows a pretty solid Republican majority.
The Economist one is a little bit more interesting, though. I gotta say for them.
Yeah, so
They seem like somewhat ish reliably ish. I say that with many issues because media and not just a generic like no trust on media, but like oh no, they seem ever so slightly more reputable.
possible. I mean, they have Republicans at 40% and Democrats at 43%. So like Quinnipiac has like Democrats +1 with like 44-45 split.
Mhm.
Politico, Democrats +4, 41-45. All of the other polls except
So if the
for-
Dems are winning, it's by like a slim margin, which to be fair has
Maybe.
kind of been a thing that's happened many a times before.
a slim margin in certain states with large population centers where you can fudge more votes.
Listen,
So-
dead people voting has been a thing since literally
Of
at
course.
least literally since Abraham Lincoln. I'm sure there's examples from earlier, but that's one like the most well known one. If
Mhm.
you care for reading history, and I hate Civil War history because it's just a bunch of fucking
So,
assholes.
This is an
Bunch of
interesting
douchebag
one right here.
guys.
New York Times and the Siena poll. So Siena is a college in upstate New York in Albany. So it's like literally 20 minutes away
What's the
from
college
New York
called?
capital. Siena.
fuck those
SIENA. Yeah.
Fuck those
So
people.
they right now have Republicans at 44, Democrats at 33.
That's almost too hopeful
CNBC
for both of them, honestly.
Yeah, CNBC has Republicans at 44, Democrats at 42. Fox, of course, has Republicans at +3. Rasmussen and Insider Advantage both have Republicans at +8, but that's
I was gonna say, like, yeah, Fox News has got it like +100.
+100. Yeah.
Oh my god!
But yeah,
So,
like they do something with just real quick. They do something with the Senate too, and according to them, the Senate right now is like literally 46 to Democrats, 47 to GOP. So, I mean, I guess there's like other ones still they haven't really got any data on, but right now it's
Yeah, no, there's no third party senators.
yeah, there should be. There should be like 9 other parties, none with a clear majority.
Yeah.
So the government. is
I
crumbling.
hate to in any way reference a European country as a pause, but I remember a guy from Portugal showing me like the political parties, and there's like at least 9,
Mhm.
and like obviously some only have like a 7% power in the like thing, but like at least compared to a 2-party system, yeah, you're technically not as represented as much, but also at least like the party you're involved in actually is trying to get something done because like there's only 8% of us in the vote.
Word.
So even if there's like a fucking cringe like Communist Party or like the Green Party, whatever, like, bro, at least you have an option that isn't like just 2 fucking assholes both sucking and fucking each other in the end of the day. Because I mean, pretending like there isn't a mass difference. It's just how you want to fuck everybody. Would you want to be nice and kind and take everyone's money, or pretend to be nice and kind and take everyone's money in a different way?
So
Yeah.
this opens up an interesting train of thought about sucking and fucking. If you were to represent
Okay.
each major political party in the U.S. by
Okay.
sucking and fucking, I would like to pose the question: which party would be which? And I will answer first. Democrats would be sucking, and Republicans
yeah,
would
no.
be fucking.
No, you're correct.
yeah.
I can give you a dissertation on this once
Yeah.
Matt's done.
Actually, you know what? For
Okay,
next
do it right
podcast,
now.
let's go.
Or
Do it.
just like do it right now. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
election stuff's gonna be like 20
Just
minutes.
So I
problem.
mean,
Let's go.
I mean, straight up. Let's be honest here. The sucking is because Democrats are generally more for more taxes, more for basically you give us money, we will use that money for public works, blah blah blah. So the sucking is we're gonna take your cum from sucking you off, and then they're gonna put it into a fucking turkey baster and fucking that one horror movie scene with that old guy just fucking turkey basting into somebody else, and now you got to pay for that baby that's not yours.
What are you talking about? Don't breathe.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I spoiled that movie for about 3 people who didn't watch it and had no interest in it. And then fucking because Republicans will say the same exact thing of, not the same exact thing, I don't know why I said that. Basically say, we're going to reduce taxes and be harder on crime while also being so corrupt with their police force and with whatever corporation wants to dump like God knows what in your local fucking like river. And then yeah, you may pay not as much taxes, but you're still paying more taxes somehow than you were before with the blue guy, but not by as much. They just fuck you softly and then whisper in your ear sweet little thoughts. And then eventually you find out
like Brad Pitt movie, Fucking Them Softly. It's a great movie.
and then you realize the condom broke, and now you're stuck with this fucking problem. That problem be the Iraq fucking war. Now I see why
the condom broke and you're pregnant and you can't abort it now.
Exactly,
So.
yeah. So
That too.
You're just stuck. You're just stuck in Afghanistan for 18 years until the fucking child.
Or if you're a guy, you get monkeypox. I mean, that's gay or not. I mean, shit, homie. I haven't heard about monkeypox at all since like the first like 3 weeks. So I'll be being out there.
Come on, please.
Yeah, pride's over, so monkeypox isn't an issue anymore. So speaking of fake diseases, Biden supposedly has tested positive for COVID approximately 1 year to the day of stating that if you got vaccinated, you would not catch COVID.
Oh, I would question it because after that, I'm starting to wake up. The beers must have caffeine in it. But was it the article was year to day that he was like, yeah, if you get vaccinated, and they even fact checked him. It's like, well, it's got benefits. Like you won't have your symptoms won't be bad. You won't die, which is a fucking lie.
Word.
But like, did he say that the day prior? Well, that means, but still, it doesn't matter because he had COVID
It's
the
like,
day
yeah,
before.
exactly.
Day.
It's
So,
like it's within the same.
good.
Like, here's the thing: it's a year
And
later. And it's within the
364
same
days.
72-hour window. Like,
Listen, if he said it 6 months after, it'd still be fucking ironic. I mean,
Don't you think?
should we even put any pressure on the fact that he said something that he was wrong about when like
no,
this isn't like what like when he unironically like even there's not even like a right wing opinion that like he clearly is mentally so fucked beyond repair that it's actually a miracle he's still fucking sitting in a place, not in a wheelchair with a bag full of shit.
Someone in
Like,
the chat,
should we put any weight on his
hold on.
words?
Someone in the chat was like, take a drink every time they drop the F bomb. I'm like, are you trying to die?
oh boy, I'll
Bro, I am blitzed and my foreman blew out his fucking leg, so I don't have a job right now. So I gotta find another one.
Oh
So
my
I'm
god!
pissed.
So I got a quick story for you guys, real quick. Humor, you might appreciate this especially. So
yeah,
the front locking gate to my store broke.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
normally it's on like this, like it's on like a motor with like a chain and a pulley system, so like it comes up and down. So it just broke.
Mhm.
The chain came off the sprocket, and like they gotta fucking like. Of course, it's one of those like they come to look at it and they're like, "Yeah, it's fucked up," and then they leave because they gotta go get tools. But it's like they came at closing, so they can't fucking do it tonight.
it's a jewelry store too. The security for a jewelry store is like actually like pretty fucking expensive from what I'm aware
So
of,
like
allegedly.
basically the workaround
I've seen
is
Uncut
we just
Gems.
the
Yeah,
workaround
from the titular
is,
film Uncut Gems.
the workaround is we just gotta like manually slam this thing shut, and it's basically like a bulletproof metal shield, so it's pretty fucking hefty. But so one of my inventory control manager is like helping him out because we were all busy, we couldn't talk to him yet. What's up, Max? And he looks up, and it's like probably like, so there's this big glass door and there's a big glass window ahead of it, on top of it. So it's probably, I'm going to say like 30 feet, maybe 20 feet in the air. Let's say 20 feet in the air. So he looks up at this gate, and he looks down at my IC, who is this little like 5'3" woman in her like 50s. And he just looks at her and goes, "How am I supposed to get up there?" And I'm just like, you're from a fucking maintenance company with a work truck with ladders on it. How do you think you're going to get up there, my friend?
Yeah, ladder's usually like at least 12 feet tall, as far as I'm
Yeah,
aware.
so like, no, here's the thing. Like, any, like, average ladder gives you enough height. Like, I'm talking
And if
7
you
or
can't
8
even reach
steps,
it, you get a
that's it.
fucking crowbar.
And he's
or
not
like
a
a
short
claw
dude.
hammer, you
he's
know?
probably, he's like average male height, 5'8", 5'9". I mean, I don't know if that's average. I'm not that. I'm taller than that.
5'9" is the U.S. average.
U.S. average. Okay, the U.S. average, he's about there. So, my inventory control manager just comes over, and she's got this bewildered look on her face, and, like, she tells my manager, and my manager just proceeds to fuck with him for the last, like, 45 minutes of the day. Like, he was helping him out and shit, but he was, like, holding the ladder for him, and he's just, like, he said something about the chain coming off the sprocket, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't got the tools for that." And he's like, "So I guess you gotta leave and come back later, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." And my manager's like, "Yeah, I figured that would happen." Like, it's just, ugh.
No, that's fair. I mean, like a good construction company, even if they don't got the tools, which is usually completely their fault, and they should be able to handle a roast.
Mhm.
But it's also like, well, I got this crowbar. I got my friend over here. It's not OSHA regulated, but if he steps on my shoulders and I pull down like this, I know I'm
One
doing a
thing I
southern
just-
accent as if New Yorker like construction workers don't exist.
Well, I'm in Utah, so it's like, okay, he could have a southern accent. But
Dude,
the one
he
thing I
could,
do
I
want
guess.
to point out real quick is that this isn't just like a construction company. This is a company that specifically deals with like locking gates, specifically like the ones I have
Yeah,
in
like garage door
stores.
companies.
Yeah, good, no, but like heavy industrial security garage doors. Like specifically for that shit. Like, I'm not gonna name the company because I don't want to, like, but like the name, the part of their name is literally doors. So like they deal
Look
with
up
this
doors
shit.
in Utah.
So you would think like, oh, it's a heavy door on a motor with a chain and a sprocket. I bet that's not really unique. I would wager that most heavy doors are probably driven by something like, if not exactly that. So why don't you have the tools to get a chain back onto a sprocket? Like,
Yeah,
any mildly retarded 12-year-old can put a chain back onto a bike sprocket. You should be able to do this in getting paid $30 an hour with an entire hour to actually do the work at least. You should be able to do this, but I digress, I guess. I don't know.
I digress.
I mean, I could imagine that worker's just trying to get more money out of like his like supervisor or something.
Probably. And if that's the case, sure. I work for a big ass corporation. Milk it. Sure.
Yeah,
go ahead.
milk it like a Jezebel. I can't name a cow. I'm about to say a Jezebel cow, like that's a real thing. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, sure, or Betsy or something like.
That's not fun. I wanted to use like an actual type of cow, but realize I only know Ohio cow because Tumblr.
Hold on. Oh,
it doesn't.
God.
I don't think
Guernsey,
it matters. Just
Guernsey cow.
The NASCAR news trademark.
It's way too passive now. It don't matter no more.
So.
Oh my God! Hi.
JC says hi. What's up?
Yeah, he always does that. Every time someone goes to a chat in that one server, he's like, "Oh my God, hi."
That's his thing.
Classic. That's literally his thing, and it's very nice, very sweet in a way.
Matt,
I won't use it. I won't use. Oh, never mind.
Well,
I'm drinking shit. Keep talking.
Up. Yeah. So I like how I just think I'm like we're gonna talk about like elections and shit. Like, will we all agree that voting doesn't matter or change anything?
Voting, like,
we're
to give other men power over you, gay.
Yeah. I also like the headlines you've been doing while I've been gone.
I'm glad you like them.
Like, let's I like. It's like you're just like, what? You do this? You're gay.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
what?
Well, that was for Pride Month, though. I wanted to show our support for Pride Month by making a gay joke in every title.
And we're inclusive, so Pride Month is every month.
Exactly.
Well, Pride Month's every month because we have Yimmer on the podcast.
I'm about to say every episode Yimmer's on is a Pride positive episode.
I use my bisexual bandana to cover my light to make it nice and lighter for everybody here. So
let's get temporarily serious. Let's get to the topic at hand for briefly.
Let's try to as long as shortly as possible for McFlurries.
Also, actually, before we get give me 10 seconds. Yeah. Max, welcome. Glad you could join us. How are you doing, man?
Hey, I am ragged. I've been working like 12 to 15-hour days for.
Same. Let's be friends.
His shirt looks like a lost file in a video game. Before they code like the textures on it.
They uninstalled. Oh, I thought your T-shirt uninstalled CS:GO.
I wish I had that fucking pattern on a shirt. That shit would probably hurt everyone's eyes. Down a fucking Lambo, you forget about it.
Oh fuck.
Don't want to be flexing. You'd be glitching out everybody's fucking eyeballs. Some CSO guy like, oh my God.
You know those college girls be looking at Max's shirt like, oh shit, he could teach me to plan it to university.
Wait, wasn't Mac going to say something important?
But Mac would never do that because he's a good guy and is faithful to his future wife.
Yes.
No. Only be unfaithful with 20 handsome twinks
now, right?
on anabolic steroids.
No, she's not here. In case she's watching this secretly, though, I'm here for you.
I'll say she's got some cooking was good that one time, and then
this is This is the part where she watches this video like 3 years down the line
This
and
is the
finds
part
whatever
where
weapon in your
Max
house
comes
and
to
fucking
visit
mag
me.
dumps you.
She can't have not noticed that like I ate like 2 bites of everything she made last night.
You ever
And
considered
I
communicating
normally
like, hey
cook. I
babe?
used to be a line cook. I cook all the time, and like
Mhm.
I
But
don't know,
not
I've
a
been cooking since
felon.
little kid.
Usually a line cook's a felon. They're the best cooks. Line cooks are felons.
I am
Never
an
been a better cook.
uncharged, unconvicted felon.
There's a
Um,
different. That's pretty base, but it's not the same vibe as like someone's been through jail as a felony rap that cooks.
yeah, that's for fair.
There's
That's
probably unironically like there should be more chefs who like are famous worldwide. Like give me a French criminal who straight up like just fucking bombed the fucking post office. That man would probably cook you the best goddamn food in your entire life.
It's like Hannibal Lecter hosting his dinner parties where everything's delicious. And
Him
everyone's
and
like, "Oh,
Italian.
Hannibal, you have to give me this recipe." Well, if I
All
gave
I'm
it to
saying
you,
is
I'd have to kill you.
French and Italian
Yeah.
felon boyfriends that cook nothing but food together and absolutely bumfuck the shit out of each other in between. You'd probably have the best food on this entire earth. When I could
Could
be
you
like a quarter
imagine, like,
Thai.
Gustin,
I can imagine the
Breaking
French-
Bad, Gus and his boyfriend.
Word.
Yeah.
I
I'm
can
not trying to be sexist about it. I'm asking for like 50-50. Would be amazing. But
Yeah.
maybe just 25-75%. I will still cook the majority of meals, but I'm just
There should be a decent rate. I mean, if someone's a fucking chef, I mean, different story. It's
Now,
kind of
here's
like
the thing, though. Like,
you know.
maybe cooking is your thing. Maybe she's got her own
Yeah.
thing that she does 75 on.
There should be a good back and forth. Maybe someone just straight up just cooking's not their thing. They make
Maybe-
food. They can make a fucking good meal, but I think generally it should be a decent
what I
back and
think
forth.
the
You know, what
problem
we should ask the one person who's fucking married while we're at it. You know, we're here.
Who's
the
that?
problem.
Who's
She
that?
never lived on her own. and
not
she
fucking
always,
me.
Like she always had her like sister cook for her.
Oh,
She was living with her, and like
So
in
let's-
college, she lived like
let's
20
do-
minutes from home and just went home for dinner.
Quick
So-
thing.
the 13 keys.
Quick
It's a skill
joke.
that can be learned. It's
And I
not
want
a
to
deal breaker.
bring us back in. Quick
circle
joke.
back. We'll
was
circle
that,
back to
like,
the topic.
Oh god, and it's in so fucking. Oh my god, I don't even know what's going on anymore. Yeah, let me just take
Elections?
over. Yeah, the elections.
keys?
No, there's something Yimmer said that I completely forgot because I'm fucking tired of shit. But anyway, so elections. So we got homie in the chat is Trump going to run? The guy still being Coy or what? I honestly, I don't think he's going to run.
Didn't
really
he
like
already
Trump?
make an announcement like a couple of days ago or like a week
He
ago saying
he was saying
kind of
like
doing it?
from my understanding that he was like, oh, I'm gonna make an announcement soon or whatever. Like he was just like, playing
Okay,
coy.
yeah.
Something in the
Well,
chat-
they
on
do
chat
that.
just
They're
said.
like, I'm not going to say I'm running, but like if I did.
If
And
I
then
get
they say-
5,000
yeah.
likes, I might live stream my suicide, says
Yeah.
Trump.
Oh God.
I mean, no, I don't know. I think Trump running again would probably break everything in this world apart because I honestly would it split a Republican vote, especially if he try to retardedly make his own party or something.
I'm telling you right now, my opinion, my humble opinion, it does not matter whoever. I don't care who runs. Whoever gets the fucking nomination, they are going to be president. Republican nomination, that is. The Republican's going to be the next president, in my opinion, just from the 13 keys.
So Jeb Bush
currently.
can still win.
I'm hoping so.
Oh yeah.
Slow and steady wins the race,
There
baby.
you
Got
go,
them
baby.
turtles. He's got
That
them
guy's
turtles.
clinically fucking. Oh, the spicy part of it just hit the back of my mouth. The worst part possible.
That's not the that's not the first
Is
time
it on
something
the
hot spit the
monkeypox
back of your
lore?
mouth.
Yeah, your mom's piss.
Ishkadel, whatever.
Oh, we're gonna let that be silent. Okay.
Yeah, it's like whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. I forgot how
Yeah, I'm
low
like-
the bar is here for what's hurtful. Not hurtful, but what's shocking. Drinking piss on here is I'm drinking a Bud Light. I'm already drinking piss.
Yeah.
Anyways,
the dude,
13
the dude wearing a bisexual bandana likes to drink piss. Nobody saw that coming. Jesus. Christ.
Real,
I'll say
now I
I
gotta
got
digress.
like a case of free beer, and I cracked open one, and I was like, God, this tastes like it's 3 years old. And I look at the bottom of the can, and it's 3 fucking years old.
There was one point where I would go purposely to certain places and find places that had expired beer they leave in the back that usually the
And
guys
just
kind of
ask the
drink for free.
employees to piss in your mouth.
Well, that's separate. That's
Okay,
that's
yeah,
that's more
right.
of a reward for finding it. I would only do that if I already found it. But usually
Okay.
they'd have expired beer in the back because, like, there'd be like some like 19-year-old kid or like 21, like just turned 21, doesn't spend the money, but it's got like, oh, the beer's expired, but I don't really know if I want to drink it, or it's more of like, oh, an emergency. It's like, no, I'll just take it for like a couple
Just
of bucks.
extra spicy beer. It's fine.
Because beer, just when it expires, the flavor starts going, which means fucking nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I could be totally wrong, and
you're
in the
getting-
sense of like my
enjoy
health is totally at
the
like a
taste of
complete
beer.
negative.
If I'm just trying to get alcohol delivered to my system, I will
That's
drink
that's
whiskey or
90% of
vodka.
my drinking. I fucking hate when people are like, "Oh, you're drinking like a really low quality alcohol." It's like I'm not spending $100 to get blitzed.
Yeah.
I've done the whole like trying expensive brandy. That's fucking awesome in the right setting, but like 9 out of 10 times, why would I want it like a really high refined like? It's like most people driving a Toyota Camry. There's nothing wrong with driving a Toyota Camry. There's nothing wrong with drinking a Bud Light, but like every once in a while, you gotta have your fucking your Jack Daniel's honey. You
Every
know?
once in a while,
That's-
you got to drink
that's-
the
One of
Bud
the
Light
keys
and the Jack
is
Daniel's honey.
The
and then
economy
drive.
is not in recession, and it's becoming apparent that we're not buying as much luxury beer.
Word.
My
uh,
luxury
that we're
beer.
going into recession. This is a sure sign that Biden's going to lose the presidency.
That's one of the keys.
Because he's very pro drunk driving, so that's
one of the
obviously
keys.
unironically a sign.
All right, so real quick,
So is George Bush, though.
from the chat. I'm too tired of Canipchus. I'm gonna call him Conip. I'm calling you Conip in the chat. It's like, what do you think of the 4 Capitol police officers from January 6th that committed suicide? And I'm like, how honest do you want me to answer?
Yeah, really. How honest do you want us to answer?
There was only one guy who unironically killed himself from cringe, and the other 3 just were murdered.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to the 13 keys real quick. Let's get it
Out of the way before I derail. For 15
get out
times.
of the way while we're still Are we? How far are we in this?
We are
story?
30 minutes into this. We got 30.
We can-
Jeez, dude, where did 30 minutes go? What happened?
We were talking about piss. That's
there was
Sounds
piss,
like-
there was beer, cooking for your
All right,
wife.
so
Word.
the
Supposedly
13
cheating on your
keys.
wife. I don't remember.
So, this dude, Alan Lichtman, and
Alan
Russian
Rickman.
Lichtman?
geophysicist Vladimir whatever in 1981 created some adaptive prediction methods, right? Like, and he turned it into the keys of the White House. So he came up with this method, the 13 keys, to accurately predict since 1984 to 2021. So every election since 1984, huh? Interesting. So he's
Oh,
from
God.
this model, he's accurately predicted every election except for 2000 election, because whatever he had didn't account. It only accounted for the popular
Was that the one where George Bush and Al Gore had like a Florida fuck up where like
Yeah.
basically Al Gore should have technically won
Yeah.
because like the printing on it was all fucked up.
Yeah,
They were
Yeah.
recounting, and the Supreme Court said, "Stop the recount."
Stop that recount. We
it
need to,
put
we
it-
need to put this retarded Kentucky Fried Chicken eating piece of shit in office so he can go bomb some Middle Easterners again.
Could you imagine an Al Gore presidency, though? That would have been. Would
It would
that
have been
have
really
any better?
boring. It would have been boring. That's what it would have been. Nothing of note would have happened. It would have been like Jimmy Carter, but like what we think of Jimmy Carter now instead of like the reality of what Jimmy Carter did, which wasn't good.
Like, I could see
Like,
us maybe
just
not
nothing.
getting into Iraq into the capacity we did, but like the economy still would have crashed in 08. Like, that was going to happen regardless.
Electric cars probably would
it
have been
would have
slightly
been
better
earlier
off,
because
maybe.
it wouldn't have stymied so much, right? We would have
True.
had the stock market crash.
Whoa,
and he would have done
Did
all
I
this
hear the word
pivot
stimmy?
Well,
Autistic
no, this-
stimming?
You don't remember
George Bush,
Bush
autistic
in
stimming?
03, 04, he was like, he had the Fed buying. That's when the mortgage securities started getting bought because the economy was starting to tank again just after the stock market crash.
Mm.
And so they're like, got to do some shit to prop this all fucking up.
So what we're saying is, no matter who's elected, bad things will happen, either
Of course.
directly or indirectly because of them. And
The
therefore,
Federal Reserve, which is not elected, will determine who is the next president.
you
And
know what the
it's
scary time is?
determining-
Sometimes the people who are elected are like some of the more scary motherfuckers than like the non-elected. You know, if you think about it, like some fucking senators, like, yeah, I'll write off this fucking sending Stinger missiles to Iraq.
Sure.
Yeah, sure, why not?
That's fucking scary. Sorry, I interrupted.
Well,
I'm
I'm
absolutely
sure,
hammered.
like, if you talk to some Fed economist who's just crunching numbers, he'd be like, "Well, obviously we have to send Javelin missiles to both the Azov Battalion and Al Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula to fight the Houthis."
They
It's
just Saudi Arabia is
some
just
Rand
seeing.
corporation.
So
fuckhole.
I would like to start a pool. 10 years from now, what building do we think Ukrainian terrorists are going to fly planes into?
You're noble.
Hopefully,
Are they really gonna be that uncreative?
No.
yeah, I feel no. I feel
Look,
like it might
if
be like
you'd
a sub.
like-
It would be no. Wait.
they're
Subway.
gonna-
Subway. It'd be a subway.
a subway?
White
I
nationalists
think a subway
have
would
a
be more
thing
interesting.
for bombing stuff. I feel
Because hitting a plane into a building is just not really feasible in the U.S. as much anymore.
True.
I mean,
it's not really
So
feasible. I mean, unless it's like Malaysian Airlines, like I don't really know.
yeah, like that's why I'm saying like a subway would be really easy because like you have like the transit police departments and stuff, but they mostly focus on like removing homeless people. Not New York City, they're still there because without them we don't have our culture, which is
Exactly.
homeless people you ignore that you would never ignore in any other fucking city. But say in like say Boston, Chicago, if no one uses the transit system in LA, you don't deserve to get bombed. I'm gonna be honest. Those people deserve a fucking Congressional Medal of Honor for every day using the LA transit system. Those people deserve like
Braver than
a
any
what- like-
U.S. Marine for sure.
I would start a GoFundMe for every LA transit user. Let me give them fucking money. They need more money than like anybody. Holy shit. That being said, New York City subway. I mean, look at the one in Japan with those cultist people when they use the fucking like
the
chemical
sarin
weapons.
gas or some shit.
Yeah, like just I don't want to like give
We
anybody
actually-
an idea because it's generally a bad idea, but like subways are a joke. Like, come on,
Matt, you look like you want to say
put
something.
it out for that one.
No, I'm just laughing because I'm like, yeah, let's do the keys to the White House thing real quick. And I didn't even get the first one out, and we're talking about the fucking subway. Y'all got some fucking ADHD. I swear to God. And Max is sitting there like, yeah. Yeah, can you guys like shut up? Like, I've got things to say. Like, me and him are just you all are going back and forth being fucking stupid shit.
To be fair, usually I'm pretty silent until about like 20 to 30 minutes in. And then
Yeah.
I say grussy
This is the
and then I
problem.
derail
Hey,
for 20 minutes.
Shut up. Okay, now you shut up.
Take a drink.
Take it over. Hostile takeover for this one episode, and y'all can be whatever you want
I'm
to
just
ask.
gonna.
This week.
Okay, I have talked too much. I'm just gonna shut up for a bit. so
Me
you
and
guys
Max are
take it.
taking over. I'm just kidding. It's done. Done. So, anyways, the 13 keys, as we're going back to it. So these 13 keys to establish if someone's gonna win your election or not. I'm gonna go through the lists, right? And actually, as we go through the list, because any, let's do this. So, brief thing: the keys to the White House is a checklist of 13 true or false statements that pertain to the circumstances surrounding a presidential election. When 5 or fewer of the following statements are false, the incumbent party candidate is predicted to win the election. When 6 or more are false, the incumbent party is predicted to lose. So as we go down this, and I've got, because of my math today, I've got a piece of paper ready to go. And we can mark true or false.
What a
as we
queer.
go. So,
And you're
number
gonna
one.
get 3 answers, so it'll be unbiased.
Italians don't get to vote. That's my
Word.
new thing. So, anyways, number 1 is midterm gains. After the midterm elections, the incumbent party holds more seats in the U.S. House of Representatives than after the previous midterm elections. So that would be false.
It's
I could
looking like
tell-
a solid false there.
Solid false.
Ah, good time.
That's a solid false. We could agree to that.
Faust.
And then number 2
German,
is
officer.
no primary contest. There is no serious contest for the incumbent party nomination. We don't know that yet.
That's
Yeah.
always like last minute where you start hearing
That-
candidates you've never fucking heard of.
That's only up in the air because the Democrats have absolutely nobody to fucking run in a presidential race. You like what are you? The only serious people I could think of are Jared Polis from Colorado. Like Gavin Newsom's like dead on
Colorado?
arrival, but Jared Polis has some moderate appeal, and he's actually moderately successful in doing
What does the Republican Party have though, outside of like maybe Trump, which might be suicide, or actually the
DeSantis.
best idea?
DeSantis.
Is DeSantis
I
really a
think
good option though? I mean, it
Didn't
might be for the
DeSantis like
Republican.
he's a
already
fucking
say?
Zionist, but
Yeah,
DeSantis is like a good governor, right? But like the
Mhm.
general consensus from people that
Mhm.
say that is that he wouldn't make a good president. But then again, who would make a good president? Fucking nobody. So what are you gonna do about it?
Like what was it? Bloomberg was like the one for what the
Oh
McFuck?
shit! It's
Whoa.
quite frankly, aka
Frank,
Frank.
I'm glad you're joining to shut the fuck up because
Wow.
this is actually interesting. I'm curious to see what the screen's gonna look like with 5 people.
It looks
Uh,
like garbage, and it looks like Joe Rogan took his amphetamines and did a little bit of cutting of his weight.
It
Get a little
actually
more cut up.
looks, Matt. I think you're gonna be pleased with how it looks. It's actually.
Oh,
we're
I'm
in
pleased.
frame.
I
Oh,
got it up on the screen.
Now it fixed itself. So we got
Oh,
Joe
man.
Rogan who's doing a little bit of cutting to get more of the six pack going
Frank's-
instead of
Frank's
anabolic
kitchen looks like
steroids. So
shit.
looks good.
I mean, well,
Frank's
the
kitchen
signal's
looks-
free. The kitchen looks fine.
The freeze
The
frame looks
signal
great.
is shit. I'm sorry.
He,
I'm
he
tired.
does have
Bear
a
with me.
very pro America shirt, which is giving me
All
mixed
right,
opinions.
we are gonna move on to question 3, and I hope Frank can hear us because he's frozen up. I like the screen cap. I'm gonna screen cap that real quick.
Oh.
Tell me I got it. Let's
Oh,
see.
I think so.
All right, so
Wow,
number
what a great
3.
guest! What a great guest!
Number 3 is the incumbent. The incumbent seeking re-election. The incumbent party candidate is the sitting president, so that's true.
Hmm.
So we're give that to him because he's a dumbass. 4, no third party. There's
All
no
right, well-
there's no significant third party or independent campaign, and that's
I mean,
that's
unless
gonna be a
Kanye
yes.
wants to run again, then yeah. I mean,
You got the third party, Libertarian Party, which are both like, I think voting for them is more powerful than voting for the other two parties, but it is
It's still
basically
voting.
shooting.
I
It's
think
still
we're
voting, and
looking-
it's still shooting yourself in the fucking foot for two
I
parties
think-
that have just done nothing good for anybody.
What we're looking at for 2024 is basically Dave Smith and or Justin Amash running on the LP ticket, and they will probably be one of the most effective campaigns at growing the liberty movement,
Mm.
but they are, in a necessary sense, like anti-political. Like they're not there to get people engaged in the political process. They're using the political process to spread a message. Which is
The thing is
get
too is
people out
it's
of the
just going to
political
split a
process.
right wing vote, generally speaking.
Yeah.
And there's not
Mhm.
enough of like say a socialist party to make that a more even game for both left and right leaning people.
well, the
Which
problem
is-
is like they do actually have
AOC
that.
is holding on to her DemSoc party affiliation.
Well, yeah, but like
True.
the only two third parties you hear about are Green and Libertarian. Anything else outside of like Democrat, Republican, or those other two I just mentioned are like I mean, to be fair, third parties are generally irrelevant, but
Well,
even
here's
more
the
so.
thing, though. Like
You know
the
what I mean?
Democrats choose a different strategy with this. Like Bernie Sanders is essentially a sheepdog whose job it is to herd far left voters and get them fucking riled up. at the
Bernie
last
Sanders
second.
is
Vote for
unironically
the
probably
establishment! Yeah, endorse Hillary! Woo!
Bernie
So, yeah.
Sanders is probably someone who avoided getting suicided about 5 fucking times, and I legitimately feel a little bit bad for him because he was like one of the few politicians who actually like was out on the street like protesting and like getting his shit rocked by the cops in the 60s, and then someone probably sat him down and said, "Hey, listen, we're gonna blow your fucking stack out. You get 2 cabin houses. You're gonna be a sellout now.
Yeah.
That's it." And I can't blame him
Possible.
for his choice somewhat. I'm gonna go with that theory because it's just like, would you rather be shot in the back of the head and just seen as a loser, or like still fighting the good fight, bumming
Well,
to
listen,
retire now?
I
you know,
again,
like I don't know.
I again feel the need to mention that JFK's head just did that, but we should get back to discussing the 13 keys, because I don't think we actually got through the list, did we?
Yeah, we're
No,
still
we
going.
did.
we
So
gotta
number
get to
5.
We're gonna be here for another 20
Yeah,
minutes.
number 5.
45.
third
I'm
party
keeping
is
track.
over. Yeah, so now we're on the economy. The two.
Yeah.
economic-
No, I got the list. I got it numbered. Don't worry about it. I'm on top of it today.
Hmm.
So number 5 is short-term economy. The economy is not in a recession during the election campaign. I'm gonna
No.
put that as a false.
False.
What do you guys say?
False.
Because I would say it's false.
I would say I don't know, drug prices have been about the same, but those usually stay the same. Actually, unrelated to
that's the
an
black
economy.
man. They don't pay taxes.
There-
which is
there-
based.
There's a theory, and I think a show talked about, but there's a theory that
Save
there's
it.
only
Save
Oh,
it for later.
I'm gonna-
Save the
oh.
theory.
K-Sex.
It was about the economy and drugs. I thought that'd be very
Number
ANCAP.
6.
Number
Number 6.
strong long-term economy. Real per capita economic growth during the term equals or exceeds mean growth during the previous 2 terms. That's a
No.
fucking false.
I don't think that's even possible with fucking like a recession and then like a conflict ending and then like the COVID. Like, there's no way to even like make that feasible with any fucking leader. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. That's
Fair.
That's what I'm talking
minor
about.
or not.
He
That's
messed
not
with
gonna
Trump.
happen.
He left on purpose.
Well, it's like I guess that would
Plan's
only,
working.
5
more
and 6
weeks.
would probably only work like if it came like a recession was like near the end, and then they did like the quantitative easing and shit, like right as soon as you got in, and then whatever. I don't know. Whatever.
It's
I mean,
just
it looks
basically
like
the
the
whole
Fed
ready
is
on time
timing this-
shipping. Sorry.
Yeah,
It looks like
God.
the Fed is timing like the interest rate hikes perfectly into the midterms to like fuck the Democrats, and then they'll
Based.
start cutting, and we'll get good feelings again. However, it'll be the midterms, and everybody's going to forget that Congress is run by Republicans and think that, oh, Joe Biden fixed the economy, he just needed more time.
He himself in his wheelchair chair full of a bag of shit and piss and on a bunch of Vicodin. Which, to
So,
be fair,
If
What kind of
Turned out
roids are they
presidents.
going to bump him up on it with COVID and shit?
what are the odds that they just use COVID to just take him out? Like they're just like, you know what? We're just gonna bank on Kamala.
They might
because
have.
she's
They
a
might
black
have
That-
Amendment 25
that-
them already.
that might be a
He-
dangerous
he's-
thing to do,
like,
though.
on a-
He got a COVID shot. He's fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, yeah, because then,
Yeah,
you
true.
have to-
Yeah.
Because then also, like, we haven't had a president, like, die in office outside of executions from, like, some fucking jerk-off with a pistol or a rifle. Which, I mean,
What about
you know,
Garfield?
Based.
no, like I said,
Didn't
based.
Garfield not die of pneumonia or
Yeah.
some shit like 3 days into
Oh,
his...
wait, well, yeah,
Oh,
there was,
stuff
like,
to
some
death.
dude in the 1800s who, like, those dudes were, like, either they were built different where they didn't die from anything, or, like, they stubbed their toe once and, like, their entire lungs explode in 3 weeks. So, like, mixed bag on my statement, I realize that now. But, like, if he dies, like, I feel like there'd be more issues that would go against pretty much everybody in the political and economic
If I
system.
left and got a beer, would you guys even notice? Ben would.
No.
Guillermo
I would.
I mean, I would notice because your beautiful beard would leave,
Ooh,
and
wait.
the gamer chairs would be
This is
empty.
like the 10 crack commandments, but it's
Bro,
13
bro.
keys. Number 7.
I just want to get through the keys. I just want to get through
Seven.
Alright,
Number
so
7.
I
Number
think-
7.
I think we're on that.
Number
It's going to be
7.
a bad
This is
economy.
gonna be an extended
Short
episode.
and long term.
Yeah, we already took care of the economy stuff. So number 7 is major policy change. The incumbent administration affects major changes in national policy.
Well, he did ban menthols.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a yes. I'm just kidding. I would say no. I mean, like we're short calling it. Like I want to definitively call it tonight who the next president's going to be, and I want to agree with me. So I'm gonna say no because I don't think they can do shit because they can't do shit. They haven't done anything.
I can see them trying to pull fucking student debt out of their ass and maybe descheduling marijuana ahead of the election as like very, very desperate moves.
My thing is, I wouldn't see that as a major change because he would have to do it with like an executive order, right?
Yeah.
And that could be undone. So that's like not a major national policy thing. If they got it through Congress, yes, but that's not going to happen.
That's
not
not
in my
going to
opinion.
happen.
So
yeah,
no,
absolutely.
yeah,
Democrats
the
will
only-
vote for it.
Yeah, the only way you get weed through is just, hey, well, if we tax it. But meanwhile, if you're in New York like me, and I'm not much of a weed guy myself, and you go buy
Also,
weed,
Save it.
I would
Well
like to
played.
point out that like the
Save it.
Democrats have never managed to actually get abortion through Congress, but they managed to get gay marriage through the House to codify it that way. Like
Yeah.
protecting
hey, I
it.
mean, listen, at least there's gay marriage. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Listen,
So
the bar's
before,
the bar's
before
pretty
we-
low for legalizing things. Let's say that.
Before we segue, number 8.
Yeah, number 8. Number 8. I realize you're gonna be like, get up on that. So no social unrest. There is no sustained social unrest during the time. Currently,
Compared to a couple years ago, it's not as bad, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes. There's no social unrest. So like this
Okay,
was like a toss up
Yeah,
for me.
compared to like riots on like a weekly basis and like
Yeah.
legitimizing like buying ammunition, like where I would go to a shop and buy ammo and there was literally nothing but 12 gauge available to me, I'd say we're doing pretty all right comparatively. It's a low bar, but we're still there.
Yeah.
Fair.
So number 9 is no scandal. And now I'm going to mark this as true.
Mhm.
And here's why, or a question mark. Because someone put it eloquently, like on Tumblr or whatever. It was like meme cucker, right? Like it was
Yes,
like
the
I'm like
poet.
it's just like it's like the opposite of Trump. Like Hunter Biden shit's just gonna get worse and worse. People are like, how is like Biden still, like Joe Biden still in this? And his approval rating just goes, oh no, Hunter Biden runs for president.
Oh.
Was the joke. It was Hunter Biden runs for president, and all the crack smoking comes out. It was like, this is it for him, and he just keeps going up in the approval ratings. So I'm gonna say we'll call it a scandal, but we'll say there is a scandal, so I'm gonna mark that as false. But I'm gonna put a little question mark on it because I'm not really gonna count it because
if it was gonna happen, it should have happened at this point.
Yeah.
Like that's what I think. Like people
It's-
are so compartmentalized in their media that like they can't, like they'll hear what, like a direct quote from fucking the FBI, or like you could show them whatever picture you want of Hunter Biden's laptop, and then they'll just say Russian disinformation and just dismiss it. They
Listen,
can't
when-
be bothered.
What Trump taught us is technically you can get away with anything, even if they technically have like the ability to impeach you. Like you just kind of keep going. The only difference is like a lot more media was on him doing bad things, and now Biden's only like Fox News does, and Fox News can't do shit clearly because who the fuck watches Fox News? Don't answer that question,
Yeah.
anybody in the chat.
Yeah.
Don't answer that. I mean, I tried watching. I literally almost fucking ripped my fucking hair out because it's so aggravating. It's so aggravating.
so number 10.
9/11.
Fair.
Do we get number
Number
9?
10. No foreign or military
That's
failure.
scandal.
The incumbent administration suffers no major failure in foreign or military affairs.
False.
The pullout, the worst pullout, I guess you could probably call it.
literally
Vietnam
the-
didn't look that bad, man.
Vietnam, we still were fighting in other countries nearby. We didn't lose so much gear. We lost terribly, and we made a deal with the people we were fighting for years. I mean, there's a bunch of cultural differences that
So
also
for
need to be
the
explained with
only
tribes and
image
stuff. But
that comes to mind of the Afghanistan thing to me, honestly, it's horrible. It's that fucking video of that dude who tried to climb on the outside of the plane and got like jammed in the wheel well and died.
Oh.
And his body is just while the plane's at like 30,000 feet, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, so I want to, and as wager on voluntarism had mentioned, like that's what I was mentioning, like the Afghan pullout was what I would count, but also do voters
that's
even
too
remember
early
that?
in the?
Yeah,
That's too
like,
early. It's nobody's gonna remember it. By
Yeah, well, the thing
2020.
with Ukraine now is like what we're doing military aid wise isn't gonna bite us in the ass, because when has the U.S. really ever helped? Like, listen, there are definitely a bunch of discussions for morality, blah blah, on the current conflict in Ukraine, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, there's more to every conflict than black and white. If you think it's black and white, you're fucking stupid. But when has the U.S. ever aided a country with military aid and gear and training and so on and so forth, and has turned as a positive down the line for said country that isn't, say, like literally like World War II, where it's so like basic and boring of a statement that's like, well, yeah, World War II, okay.
Yeah.
Like, we're sending them like,
you know, millions and millions of dollars of like gear that like we wouldn't give out to like other countries during peacetime to like help train them on, but we're gonna give it to these guys. But we'll remove one chip, so if the Russians take it, no big deal. Like, no, we're giving them pretty expensive shit. We're not playing around. So like, this is gonna definitely, something down the line is gonna happen, good or bad.
This is going to affect the trout population.
This is gonna bite someone's gonna get bitten in the ass for this later. It's only time will tell kind of thing. Like, it's not gonna be now, it's not gonna be 5 years, it's probably gonna be 10, 15 years. Then Biden gets blamed in like a documentary. But like, not now. He's not gonna be blamed because it's morally a little more understandable right
All
now.
right,
to
so
like,
on to
okay,
number 11, and Matt, I just want to
Yeah.
say we're good on time. So number 11.
Yeah,
go ahead.
no. I want to speed run this so we can just bullshit the rest of the time. Like that's
Okay,
all I want
alright.
to do. I just want to get it out of the
11,
way, and you're
11.
ruin it for me. I'm gonna fucking go to New York and top the shit out of you, bitch. And I tell my wife about it. She's like, "Matt, that's cheating." I'm like, "I don't
Yeah?
fucking care."
Yeah, you want to milk these titties too? You want to find a protein shake?
Oh god.
Yo, go eat
11.
a couple Impossible
11.
burgers and shit. then I'll be
11.
over there. Just get it.
11.
Fucking
Onte.
out.
Onte.
Fonzie's giving me shit. He's like, "That's plant estrogen. It's not the same." Anyways, so number 10, I'm gonna mark as false though, but I'm gonna put a question mark next to it, so I won't
Okay.
really count it.
All right.
But 11 is major foreign or military success, which means the incumbent administration achieves a major success in foreign or military operations. I'm just going to do question mark because if the Ukraine thing
What
works
is
out,
he
which
working
it
on?
won't.
It's
It
not.
won't.
No.
It's not. But it's too early to call.
It's a mercenaries playground. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters
right?
anymore.
So 12. Now,
Okay. If there's time for a Ukraine update, they are occupying a area the size of the United Kingdom with 80% of the GDP. Like, this is where I'm saying the failure is. Like, the rest of Ukraine is just farmland. It's like they're not
Yeah.
taking it back. It's like, I mean, we were calling this the first episode. We thought the Russians would be faster, but they're much more methodical than the US
the autism
military is.
has played well, I guess.
Mhm. Anyways,
yes.
there's
anyways,
no chance for success in this.
Number
department.
12, charismatic incumbent. The incumbent party candidate is charismatic or a national hero. That's a south from me.
He's pro drunk driving. Say less.
He's
a
pro
hero.
drunk driving. Yeah.
Yeah. Put
You
check.
should say,
Put.
yeah.
That's a good thing. So
do you
no
think
question
that
mark.
fits in the Overton window?
That sounds like a term for queers. So.
I don't know. Glenn
Yeah.
Beck does it.
No, it does not. Oh, that is a Glenn Beck thing, isn't it?
It is, but it's fair.
fucking forgot.
Like,
Learned a
here's the
lot.
thing: a
And I
broken
learned it makes a
clock
difference.
is right twice a day, and that is one of the times Glenn Beck was right.
True.
I'm gonna be real. The Overton window
This
is
is
real.
This is the diving board area. It's one of the guards, and they weren't allowed to. It was a 3-meter board, and if you fell off sideways, you landed on the dammer concrete over there. And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad.
Yeah, I mean, he
things.
saw Corn Pop. I mean, local hero becomes president. I mean, it's not a more beautiful American story. Anyways, the 12.
We're in the
12.
last one now, so
13.
I can go grab more beers
Word.
because I'm gonna need them.
Yeah,
Before
what,
I
are we
have
doing an
these sets
extendo
with-
episode? I feel like we should.
Yeah, I can go for a little longer personally.
I like these.
but
I like
it's number
sound of that.
13
this is fun.
Matt's
is
stamina.
charismatic challenger. The challenging party candidate is not charismatic or a national hero.
If it's
If
Trump,
it's like DeSantis,
false.
Yeah,
But if it's
Listen.
DeSantis,
honestly, well, because here's the thing. For number 13, I kind of want to give a definitive false to this, mainly because Biden is at the fucking bottom.
yeah.
It's literally like it's the easiest thing to fucking be more charismatic than him. He's like, "Hey, listen. Back in the day, I knew a bunch of black people, and they cleaned my house, and they scrubbed the toilets, and like, whoa, Biden, what the fuck are you talking
Whoa.
about?" Like that shit. So I want to give a definitive false to this because I'm also convinced that the Biden we're seeing isn't even the same Biden that got elected.
Oh, you saw that post where they
Wow.
show
Double-
plastic
I
surgery and
listened-
Botox?
No, I didn't even. No, I was listening to him. It's either he's not he's not the same person mentally, or he's not
Oh,
the
yeah.
same person physically.
Definitely mentally, he's not the same.
mentally
person.
because
There's probably a lot of medication going through him.
Yeah.
Is my belief. At the very least, it should be like common
because
accepted
I
fact.
watched some video of him like he was like the beginning of the presidency and he was talking like, hey, I want to do this, and then like recently he's like, I'm telling, like he got like really deep, and I'm like, is this a body double or is he just shutting down and like the voice actuators are like cramping up? I don't fucking know. I don't know what's
the
going on.
editor on the fucking computer, like where it's live but it's not, is like fucking up with like one of the fucking sliders. Yeah, there's sometimes
Which
one of those
Bates?
posts where it's just like that. There's that one post about Biden where it's like, it's not actually Biden. He died. Like, yeah, there are like people they have for like fake people in case like say there's an assassination attempt, but like,
Watch the movie Dave.
ooh, okay. I would say watch the Manchurian Candidate as well. That's a based movie. The Frank Sinatra original is not as good. It's same thing as Ocean's 11. You can't really watch the original when the other ones are like way more based.
Is Dave the one where like they pick the dude because like the president dies like banging a hooker? in the
The president had a heart attack or
yeah,
something.
while banging
right?
his mistress or something.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch the movie. I just know the synopsis.
Oh, okay.
I'm just bringing it up because I remember it. Like like Dave was like the president had like a heart attack or something, and then they whisk him in the hospital. But they want to be hush hush about it, and they find a guy that looks just like him. Like, hey, we need you to pretend to be the president to keep whatever intact, like and shit. So he was like running shit. He was like not doing a bad job apparently or whatever. And then I guess at the end of the movie, like that dude, the replacement has a heart attack. And as he's getting wheeled away, the real president comes back. Like, oh, comedic timing. You got drugged. You got drugged by the fucking Secret Service. That's why the heart attack took you out.
Use that
So,
heart attack
Secret
gun.
Service is like the Praetorian Guard. They just pick the president.
All right.
Wait,
so
so they
last
got that
bit-
drippy purple?
the drippy purple. So we're gonna wrap this part up, and then we can just shit post as long as you want.
Word.
So the definitive false that we're given is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which means a Republican is going to be the next president. So that's sick. Yes, but if we give way to the question marks, that's 1, 2, 3, 4,
seven.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 false statements. Which is like hell yeah is gonna be. Like, I don't mean hell yeah enthusiastically. Like I hate each party the same, but like even more definitively that it's gonna be Republican as the next president. So you guys wrap it back around and finish it up because I'm gonna go get a beer real quick or maybe 2 because I'm waking up a little bit.
There we go.
That so with
God.
earlier with the polls stuff is that the House is definitely go back to red. The Senate might be split. It might be +1 to Republicans, but if you got a VP that's a Republican,
Functionally
that could put in
split.
favor.
Word.
Yeah, so evenly split, and you got that decide like just like with Trump, right? Pence was the fucking the deciding factor with a couple votes. I don't know if it was a lot of votes and shit.
At least
So
one.
we might have that situation again, but what are they gonna do with it? I don't know. But I'll be right back.
Word.
I actually have to bounce. I got called into.
All
a
right,
meeting,
then.
so-
Go fuck yourself, asshole. I'm kidding. I
Good
love
night,
you.
Max.
I'll be thinking about you in my dreams.
Oh wow.
Oh, hey now.
That was
Hey
impressive.
now. Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. I guess his girlfriend's not gonna matter too much to me anymore. What's
if we
he doing
could zoom
later?
in on Yimra, he would have goosebumps right now because holy shit.
Bro, goosebumps or not? I mean, damn.
Hey, damn.
I won't even give in to like whatever, because I always do a bit every like few months, either be drunk driving, twink harem, crack cocaine use, whatever bit. I don't want to give into what remaining like 23 twinks of my like 7-something thousand people that follow me, sadly, and suck job this fucking microphone because then I'll get anime messages like doing that little shoulder thing that like guys do. No, Ben, because now you're trying to pretend like as if you don't want to just see me absolutely wallywop your Pishkadell with my throat
Hold on.
lozenge.
I
Seem a little bit
I
gay.
just want your Tumblr to get the engagement. Also,
I
don't
get
think you'll actually
enough
do it.
engagement. Yeah, I probably also won't actually do it.
Exactly.
You're right.
Exactly.
I
Nice
won't.
doing.
I won't give in to the homosexuals.
Yimro was thinking about deep throating his mic, and I told him he had no
I
balls.
mean, it's pink and small. I guess,
But-
big enough.
but only because Max successfully did it before he left.
Actually, I gotta text Frank back. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Frank, I'm sorry. We forgot. I forgot. Oh my god.
I immediately got a message from somebody on Tumblr saying, I'm not gonna say who it is. Just keep listening. You'll know your time.
Yeah.
I
got-
don't know if that was
Yeah,
relevant to
terrible.
this or about something previously messaged, but I guess I gotta time my
Yimra
my
is
throat job.
just, if you ask Yimra for a blowjob on his Tumblr, he will give you one. So you should definitely message him about it incessantly, even if he says no.
Listen, all I'm saying is, Grimace is a lovely person.
He is.
And the Grussi, see, Grimace does have a vaginal like organ, but identifies as a male. And that's mostly because in my bit for this, I cannot imagine saying Grussi and she in the same sentence. It just feels wrong. So Grussi is trans, and you will have to support.
All right, I'm gonna stop
Grimace.
you right there because your drug recession talk, like the economy of the drugs. I took a note of it. I'm listening to
Mhm.
you sometimes. Just give us that instead
So,
of fuck.
I
Oh,
think
you're
I think
about
a
to get
show.
fact checked by Goldbug. All right, let's go.
Okay, so I think a show actually made this statement popular, but it does go back to several economists saying that basically because of one prevailing theory of economy, and yet again, I'm only an economist in the sense of I've sold things and I've bought things.
I would love to hear your theory of economy. Please continue.
So as someone who's on the ground floor of selling and buying items, generally cars, one thing is that the constant flow of cash is what keeps an economy going. That's why when people hold like mass amounts of wealth, nothing fucking gets better. Like if you have a shit ton of money, spend it so that person gets that money. Now that person can spend the money, and it keeps going in a system of flow. That being said, there is a theory, and I'm sure it's argued in circles where basically during that Great Recession that we had with the housing market, where a lot of people lost their fucking jobs and shit, the reason the economy still kept going as strong as it did was because of the drug trade in the black market. Because basically, people were still using cash to buy items and then sell, and then someone who says is a fucking drug dealer is gonna now, okay, well, I just bought a brick from this guy. I'm gonna use that drugs and then split it down, and then more people would put their money, and then back and forth, back and forth.
So I just want to add real quick. I was thinking about this in the shower for the past couple of nights. To what extent
Yimra?
is no? I hate you, Matt. To what
Go on.
extent is an economy driven purely by money laundering?
Well, if you want to include major economies, I'd say probably a good chunk of it.
Yeah, but
Not
like,
not not like an insane amount because obviously a majority of people aren't money laundering, but I would probably say at least more than like 5% or some shit like that.
I was I was thinking about this because I was like, I wonder if like when the economy is good, if that means like the percentage is high or if it's low, or like when.
Well,
the
you got to
economy
think about because
shit,
money
it's-
laundering just turns into depending on what kind of money laundering it is. Say if it's like for a criminal organization, say like
Mhm.
either a mob or a cartel, that money is still going to end up being spent on something, and therefore an economy is going to probably do better. But
See,
say
I was
some rich,
thinking like if it's one of those times where like relatively like the average person is having a very rough economic time of it, but they're like, well, the Nasdaq's super high or like the Dow is high as it's ever been, and it's just like,
Mhm.
all right, that seems like money laundering to me. Like if the Dow is high but people like can't fucking afford shit,
yeah.
like obviously there's more to it than that, and like somebody's like, well,
Oh yeah, I mean
actually,
the
I don't
economy
care,
is
but
wizardry and like half
exactly,
like
it's
What you
fake.
gotta
mathematical
It's
consider,
fake.
bullshit.
Like
the multiple markets in place. You got like the white market, which is like you're obeying the laws and stuff. That market,
Yeah.
you're like with the regulation, and then you got the black market, which
Base.
is the illegal base market.
13%
The
of the
base
market.
Goods trade, like goods are
Oh,
traded
God damn
like
it.
in the country. What's up?
He made a racial comment about the black market.
No, I
Yeah,
just said the
well,
black market's
he's a
13%
space.
of the economy. Yeah. It's
At
based
least,
Heisenberg. Like,
despite being 13% of the economy.
Oh, it's like the worst statistic ever fucking told to
Yeah.
people. I swear to God, it's such a funny bit, but it's such like a bad statistic.
Yeah, but no. So it's the thing. So like, and there's the gray market, which is like I guess like because I pulled it up. I was trying to find like an old chart that I had that I have no idea where it's at. But the gray market is like a parallel market. Deals take place in unofficial distribution channels. Right. That's the general synopsis of it. So we know the official market is fucked right now. So you're like, prices are going up. Like, you got fucking like whatever taxation on that. Black market, gray market shit though. People might be like, hey, I can still make money and keep it down doing whatever like on the side here. Like maybe like gray market would be like your local farm. Right? Like if you have if you fucking live
Yeah,
in a country like
AK,
me,
it's not fully illegal, but you're not like either paying taxes or it's not like fully codified with like the better bureau, better bureau. was it
The
Better
Triple
Business
B,
Bureau?
yeah,
Better
Triple
Ah.
B,
Business
baby.
Bureau.
The
Big booty
business of better
bitches.
bureaus.
Big booby bitches.
Big Blumpkin babes. There we go. You got it.
Blumpkin, really?
You did
We're
it.
gonna take the Blumpkin into this.
That's all I was like. That's just the Venezuela economy. Like that's the pink red market right there.
There's just certain
Oh, the
economies that are
pink
just
market, huh?
built different. South America is one of those. There's a couple places down there where their economies are just built fucking different. Not like there's just shit just going on there. But no, I mean they're as far as one could allegedly know about, say, a gray and or black market. Gray markets, when the economy takes a shit, a gray market would, I guess, include people who work like off the books, not a like a sense of like a guy who probably should have a green card or should have a green card or something like that, where they're working for like a landscaper who's gonna fucking kick them back on the border because they're assholes. I mean, like your pizza delivery guy, your guy's working off the books, who's some like either like 30-year-old felon or like some 20-year-old kid. Like those jobs sometimes usually do better in a shitty economy because like cash in hand plus tips, like you're always gonna make a decent chunk of change. Bartenders, they're off the books. And then your black market, I can't attest to it personally, but one could allege that I may or may not know about certain things, which would say, um, it's doing just fine. Usually during a worse economy, this isn't a positive in any way, but when economy gets bad, people usually end up doing more drugs. So the black economy, if you want to call it a black economy instead of a black market, is generally more likely to do better because usually the biggest sales are from like rich crackers in like LA or New York who are just buying bricks of fucking crank and calling it a day. But the market takes a shit. Well, boozing is pretty good. But if you've ever tried, allegedly, like
Allegedly.
cartel, like science grade, like pure meth, you
Jesse.
did Jesse.
Jesse.
They've outdone us. They've had better scientists. It's not just one vain douchebag with a bald spot. I'm misleading the show. But anyways,
Yeah.
like the drug trade will
Misleading.
generally do better in times of bad times. It's just one of those kind of things. It's just one of those markets. It's like how gold or silver does better in a shittier economy, is because now this resource is a lot more valuable.
It was
So,
the baddest
sadly-
of times. It was the time of times.
It was the times of time. So like if someone's fucking sad, depressed, I'm sure like if you see a stock market for like say beer or liquor probably goes up in a shittier economy. I'm just saying this on what I've seen personally and what I can only assume from other things of like just general logic. So for example, of like yet again, like I'm sure alcohol stocks probably go up in a shit economy because well shit, everyone's depressed. People are buying booze more. Yo, I'm sure the recession, someone had bought a bottle of Jack Daniels and blew his stack out and called it a day. But people are definitely buying more drugs when shit's bad. When shit's good, you don't probably need drugs as much. And people who are buying large enough amounts of drugs to affect an economy,
If things are good, though, you want to celebrate with drugs.
well, not to the extent that would increase more new buyers.
I mean,
Like
I guess,
no one gets a raise at like their like white collar job in like at an office or online like shop. Like the average person is not going to go out and buy like anything outside of weed, maybe like mushrooms or like LSD. I don't mean those aren't like drugs that like make insane profits or drugs that make like a moderately decent profit. I'm talking like crank, aka meth, which could be in very low quality or very high quality, depending on where you get it from. Cocaine, heroin, morphine, pills. I mean, think about the OxyContin epidemic, where I think people are more aware of it when the recession took a shit. I'm sorry, when the economy took a shit during the recession, where the OxyContin epidemic probably was a little bit more noticeable.
Hold
And
on,
then the
real
whole
quick.
thing-
When the
yeah.
economy took a shit during the recession,
You listen, I've had the beats.
I'm tired that I caught how stupid that fucking statement was.
You know what I mean, though.
I know what you
listen,
mean, but
yeah.
you're not my wife, so I'm going to correct
Whoa.
you.
Well, you treat me like a wife sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
you about to say, Matt,
It's-
are you sure about that?
Yeah. Also,
What's
I mean, have you seen how I text? When I'm sober and typing on a computer, I'm fine. If I am sober on
you know
my
what's-
phone or drunk on a computer,
It's
different story.
it's fucked up when I text you because every time I text you about something, you always send a dick pic back, and I don't know.
Oh yeah, I
what
always
that
forget I
means.
have you on my I have like you on iMessage and everything too. I can always send like a little like dick symbol with like the finger writing thing.
No, you're literal dick.
Well, no, I mean that's much better of an option, but you
Yeah,
know, sometimes
yeah.
like maybe I should add that on top of it, like layer it in there, send a little audio message of me coming, really get you in the action.
It's like, you're really the Italian stallion, huh?
Sylvester Stallone ain't got nothing on me because his balls are the size of a fucking mushroom.
Yeah, the fucking steroids will do that.
Yeah, pussy.
But we got finishing thoughts because in 3 minutes I got 3 minutes left before
I'm
I have
gonna
to. Oh, you
finish
know what?
off
I'm
camera.
leaving you guys
I'm
just
gonna-
go crazy.
No, I'm just gonna finish off camera. I'm too shy.
You're gonna finish off on Yimro? Wow, it's crazy.
Off
Yeah,
camera. I'll find.
Off
Wait,
camera.
that being said,
No,
Ben,
the
you want to keep
final
this
thing.
Extended episode going or not, bro?
No, he's
I'm
ordering-
not- I'm
he's
not
ordering
even a
food.
little.
tired.
I am. Yeah, I am. You're right.
No,
I
he's
am.
looking down. I know what he's doing. I'm awake
trying
now.
to-
I'm feeling it. I know what's going
Yeah,
on.
see, I'm like wired awake. I'm gonna end up playing a god awful amount of like some video games, then go to about several different doctor appointments to make sure I'm not dying.
You are dying.
And
bro.
then-
We're all dying.
I'm
I'm
yeah,
going.
entropy's
I'm
a
going
thing.
to finish my discussion post before it's due in 30 minutes.
And then you're gonna
Wish me
fly to
luck.
Illinois and beat your wife.
Oh no, that's tomorrow. I'm talking about tonight.
Okay. All right.
No, so tonight
Tomorrow's in 30
is,
minutes, so
I'm going to finish that discussion post. I'll probably play a little bit of video games,
Mm.
and then I'm going to sleep.
Video games sounds good. Actually, I may
Video
do
games.
that.
So
yeah, but no one. Ben don't play with me. You don't
All right,
play with
Ben.
me. He plays my heart.
Ben, sir, go on, take us out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. I am drunk, joined by Matt, Yimra, and Max, who had to go. I forgot what he left to do. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. Have a good night.